Daily Devotion with Pastor Balla for May 9th, 2022 from 1 Corinthians chapter 7, Marriage is a gift from God. In this next section from Paul's letter to the Corinthians, it may seem that Paul is against marriage. Paul isn't really against marriage, but Paul does realize that marriage is a gift from God. And with a gift from God, not everyone has this gift, so not everyone should be married. So let's continue on with 1 Corinthians chapter 7, verse 25. Now concerning the betrothed, I have no command from the Lord, but I give my judgment as one who by the Lord's mercy is trustworthy. I think that in view of the present distress, it is good for a person to remain as he is. Are you bound to a wife? Do not seek to be free. Are you free from a wife? Do not seek a wife. Again, Paul is not against marriage. But Paul had in the back of his mind that Christ was coming again fairly soon. If that was going to be true, then there's no need to get married because they would have been expecting Christ to come. However, Christ comes in his own time. And there's also no need to be freed from marriage. But pay close attention to verse 25, because Paul notes that he has no command from the Lord, but that this is his own personal judgment. Verse 28, but if you do marry, you have not sinned. And if a betrothed woman marries, she has not sinned. Yet those who marry will have worldly troubles, and I would spare you that. Paul is basically saying, when you get married, you're going to have more responsibilities. And with more responsibilities, it takes more time and energy. And basically, Paul's going to make the case, then you can't necessarily be serving the Lord as well. That's the key point, as well. But let's hear what Paul has to say. Verse 29, this is what I mean, brothers. The appointed time has grown very short. From now on, let those who have wives live as though they had none, and those who mourn as though they were not mourning, and those who rejoice as those who were not rejoicing, and as those who buy as those who had no goods, and those who deal with the world as though they had no dealings with it. For the present form of this world is passing away. Again, you got to remember, Paul was thinking Christ was coming very, very soon. Verse 32, I want you to be free from anxieties. The unmarried man is anxious about the things of the Lord, how to please the Lord. But the married man is anxious about worldly things, how to please his wife. And his interests are divided. And the unmarried or the betrothed woman is anxious about the things of the Lord, how to be holy in body and spirit. But the married woman is anxious about worldly things, how to please her husband. Verse 35, I say to you this for your own benefit, not to lay any restraint upon you, but to promote good order and to secure your undivided devotion to the Lord. So there you have the bottom line of Paul here. Paul wants us to keep our focus upon the Lord. It's true, if you have a family, it does require a lot more time and energy and resources. But we also do have the command from God to be fruitful and multiply. So what should people do nowadays? Paul would basically try to say those who need to get married should be getting married, and also realize that children are indeed a gift from God, and so is the gift of marriage. And God promises to bless all who enter God's holy estate of marriage. God's peace and many blessings be with you, and thank you for listening. And please take an opportunity to share this message with others. If you have enjoyed these daily devotions, please consider making a donation to Peace Lutheran Church, 24024 West Main Street, Plainfield, Illinois, 60544. Thank you again for listening.